This is the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast, episode 614.
I program my own computer.
We have a server crash, 404 error, page not found, links aren't working, system is crashing, system is crashing, system is crashing.
Your old HTML website, barely alive. We have the technology. We have WordPress. A new website, better than it was before. Better, stronger,
Faster. We have the technology.
Why, hello everybody, this is Adam Silver, host of the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. All right, it's an exciting, cool episode coming up here. First and foremost, upcoming events. We have WordCamp Malaysia next weekend, December 6th and 7th. That is at the Sunway University in Kuala Lumpur. Starts at 9 a.m. Pretty cool, of course. I won't be there. It's kind of far for me to just get there for the weekend. So if you're in that part of the world, as I always say, go meet people, get involved in the community. It's good times. All right, moving on to segment one. In the news, one thing here, it's a big one. WordPress 6.9 release candidate 3 was out, came out last week, and it's like one day left. From the time this episode drops, WordPress 6.9 will come out on December 2nd. So one day after this episode comes out is when we expect to see the most recent version of Core. And I've heard and read some really amazing things about it, and I need to put it on my schedule to do a deep dive in reviewing a core release. It's been a long time since I've done that, so I gotta get that on the calendar here, so that's pretty cool. Is that it in the news? Yep, that's it in the news. All right, now, before we get into the meat and potatoes of this week's episode, a word from this week's sponsor. This week's episode is sponsored by WordPress.com, more specifically, the business plan, which I've been playing with lately, and it's honestly kind of awesome. If you've ever wanted the power of WordPress without having to worry about hosting, security, updates, gremlins in the server closet, all that fun stuff, said nobody ever, this plan does it for you. You basically get to show up, build the thing you want, and be done with it. With the business plan, you can install custom themes and plugins, so your site actually has your personality and your tools, not just whatever comes in the starter kit. It's simple enough for beginners, but powerful enough that pros won't feel boxed in. You get automatic backups, built-in security, performance optimization, your own custom domain with SSL, access to plugins, like I said, SEO and analytics, tools, and unlimited bandwidth. Which is perfect if you, host a podcast and suddenly get a spike because your guest is mildly internet famous. And of course, you get 24/7 expert support because things always break at 2 a.m., never at 2 p.m. I mean, that'd be too easy. So you definitely want to go check it out. So go over to WordPress.com and check out the business plan. Thanks again for sponsoring this week's episode. All right, meat potatoes time. So holidays are officially upon us, December 1st, when this episode drops and all, and it's time for my pretty annual holiday gift guide. But this time it's a small variation. I'm not solo, as I have a guest on the podcast. Welcome back to the podcast, Mr. Dustin Hartzler.
Hello. Welcome.
Hello. No sound effects. I got no sound effects to bring in right there. So, woo. So, okay, we talked about this about a week or two ago. Created a doc. We have a handful of things. We've heard this on other podcasts. A lot of people do this as well. And I thought it'd be fun to kind of have us do it together. So let's dive into this Google Sheet. We have, we have what, half a dozen, maybe a dozen categories, technically speaking. And then we have we in theory, the rule was one item per category. But some of us, we may not actually have something in the category, so we'll just do one thing, whatever it is. We'll see. All right, starting off with, first and foremost, WordPress, web dev specifically. What is your thing as a gift for somebody else or for yourself if you're in the space, you want to buy yourself something?
Yeah, definitely. This one could go wide, different variations, I guess. There's lots of different ways we could have went. We could have went with, some sort of premium plugin or whatnot. But I think the easiest, the coolest thing in 2025 is getting somebody a Cursor subscription or like a Claude Code or a Claude subscription. Both run $20, $25 a month. So not super expensive, but the power that you get, especially with web developing in this day and age where you can just vibe code and tell Cursor, hey, I need a plugin to do this. It's pretty awesome. And so that's where my first recommendation is going to be.
Okay. Solid one. I think, and you beat me to that one in a sense. I mean, there's others we'll come across that I have down later that kind of overlap this, but my choice here was solid hosting and or a solid backup service. So I recommend and I use Blog Vault, love it. It has saved my bacon many a time. Solid hosting, also good. I mean, for example, this week's episode is sponsored by just happen chance. It's, WordPress.com business plan, comes with backup as well. So, and great hosting. So kind of a combo, not expensive. These are not super expensive things. And I think this might lean both of these towards for yourself. Buy yourself these things if you're in the WordPress space. Get yourself good hosting and some code. Yeah.
This has nothing to do with the backup that you needed earlier in the week.
No, that was last week. But no, nothing to do with everything to do with that. Yes. Okay, moving on to the fact that we both travel a lot. And my wife is a flight attendant. So I'll start on this one. Travel is the category. And I'm going to go with the International Travel Charger. Specifically, it's this one called the Vintar Power Adapter. It's like a brick, and you can have all the plugins. They kind of slide in, slide out. There's no more all the little add-ons. It's just a single unit, and all the different plugs for different countries are built into the thing. It's amazing. And it's cheap. It's literally, I think it's like $15. Let me check the link here real quick. And by the way, all the links will be in the show notes if we could find them before this comes out. Yeah, it's $18. Totally affordable. So,
yeah, that's one that you can use anywhere. You plug your US devices into that once that brick's been plugged in.
Exactly. Yeah. So what do you got for this one?
Yeah, I also went the same route, like a travel charging brick. That's one that we both have one that's got, 2 or 3 different jacks on it. So maybe like you can plug in a computer and a phone at the same time, and maybe a USB 2 or something along those lines. But then I also have been using a MagSafe battery. I've got one here.
Oh, yeah.
I keep it connected to my body almost because I'm rocking an iPhone 13 mini, which no matter how far the battery is charged at the end of the day, it still is dead before I go to bed 4 hours later. So always have that thing on me, and it's always ready to go. And so that's really good for traveling. You have it, those travel days are the days that you need the battery the most, especially with flight delays and different things. And so it's always good to have one of those. And then I'm not tethered to a wall, like I can move around and whatnot. So that's I'll give Adam the link, but I think that was like $19.99 on sale when I bought it.
Right. That's a solid. We all got to have portable batteries for sure for travel. Absolutely. All right. Moving on to general technology. You want to go this one?
I do. I have lots of general technology things, and this could have went many different directions, but I've been really digging the 3D printer this year. I got one maybe back in February. I have the Bamboo Labs P1S, and this is a great 3D printer. It's so much fun to be able to have a problem or find a thing. It's like, oh, I need to mount this. Did somebody create this model already that I can just print? I've printed dozens of things that are like that. And then also going through the Gridfinity is kind of a special way that you can organize drawers and do bins and drawers and stuff like that. So that's super fun. It's a big time waste, but there's some really cool things I've been able to build. And then I also put on the list here as general technology. Like I have a drone, a DJI drone mini. It's super fun. It's not practical at all. I don't have any use for it really. Like I'm not out running like Adam is and need somebody to do overhead shots or stuff like that. But it is just so fun to go out and fly and just have a good time with it.
I'm jealous on both of those. I really am. I've wanted a 3D printer for a while. I've wanted the drone. There's a drone that they make. It's like a handheld one that follows you based on your phone. I guess it tracks you. I just need to step up and get that. I could really use that for the content,
So, business expense.
But it's like $500. I mean, what's the Bamboo? Those are not inexpensive.
Yeah, you can get started with the Bamboo ones. I think right now, kind of Black Friday pricing, it puts them in like the $300 range. That's going to be kind of a bare bones, like one filament roll.
Right.
The one that I have it's kind of an enclosed one. It's got 4 rolls across the top. That way I can switch colors, which is also unnecessary, but pretty awesome.
Right. It's awesome. Yeah, I want both of those things. If anyone wants to get those for me for the holidays, I'll take either one. So, all right. Moving on, household. We both have households. Yours is a little bit more chaotic.
You never did your technology.
Oh, I didn't? Oh, you're right. I didn't. You're right. Yeah, I have an iPad mini. My iPad mini is older than your iPhone 13. It's actually, we got it when we were in AT&T back in the day. It was free, like a free puppy, when you upgraded phones, you had to pay the cellular connection. Anyway, the iPad mini I have, super old, but I love the form factor. They have a new one. I really want one. I think it's the perfect size for content consumption, for reading ebooks, for watching shows, etc. And that's going to be on my list this year for the holidays as well. So an iPad mini. Yeah. Okay, now we're moving on to household because we both have households and kids and a lot of things going on. I'm going to start here real quick because I don't know what yours is. I'm like, whoa, mine is just basic. It's the BlendTech blender. We use it all the time, more in the summer than the winter because of smoothies and whatnot, but we still use it for soups. BlendTech is awesome. Great warranty. Ours is now out of warranty, but it still works. We've had it for like 10 years. It's amazing. So, yeah.
Yeah. This was definitely one on our list too. We have a BlendTech. We use it. Our kids are making smoothies all the time, it seems like. But I was also thinking through here, like, do I need kitchen appliances? Do I not? Like, we have an Instapot, which works really well, and we use that all the time. Same. Rice, chicken, all the things. But I put on this list, this is kind of one of the lower cost items on the list. But these are wool dryer balls. I don't know, that's what we call them, but they come in like packages of 3 or 6, and you throw them in the dryer, and it helps like move the clothes around, so you don't need fabric softener, or you don't need the dryer sheets, I guess is the right thing. The problem is with the people in my household who do laundry, they take everything out of the dryer all the time. And so like if there's a pile of clothes in somebody's room, like the dryer balls are in there and you have to kind of go hunt for them. But my son uses them as soccer balls upstairs. It's just a wild time. But we've been using dryer balls for years, and it's a one-time cost, and then you don't have to keep buying dryer sheets.
Interesting. I'll have to try that out. I've never heard of those. I was like, I didn't know what that was, honestly. It's kind of cool. All right. Back to some business owner and finance stuff. As you know, you're an ex-agency owner. I am also just about an ex-agency owner. Anyway, business owners and finance. I'll go on this one. It's a book. It's one of my favorite books. I recommend it all the time if you listen to this podcast. It's called Profit First. Yeah. Got to pay yourself first. Got to know where you put your money. Highly recommend it. It's a great book. What do you got?
Yeah, there's tons of books that are on this list too, but I think that it goes all the way back to like Getting Things Done is the one that I've got to recommend, just because it is it's a cool thing. It really helps you understand the mindset of like, hey, mail Christmas cards is not actually just one task, because that's a mini project, because you got to get the stamps and you got to look at your list and you got to somehow figure out how to mail merge your ideas from one place to, your list of contacts into, printing labels, or are you going to hand write them all? You got to, do all the things. These are mini projects. So you got to have those, I don't know. It's just a neat way to think. And I'm really good at starting a lot of projects and never finishing them. So Getting Things Done hopefully helps me, every once in a while I do a reread of it just to make sure that, I'm following the practice and the methodology.
The other book I reread yearly, and I recommend also, I'm going to put a second book in real quick, just because you said that, is The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks, because we all have this thermostat as business owners of like what we're acceptable for, what we can live at for financials, what we can reach. So I recommend that a lot as well. And also I reread that almost yearly. So yeah. Getting Things Done, classic. Yeah. So, all right, moving on. Health and fitness. We're both outdoorsy people. We like to work out. We like to, run long distances, etc. Again, I didn't know
distances.
What?
I run short distances.
Short distances. Yeah, I run the long stuff. I didn't know what this was. I had to look this up. You go first on this one.
Yeah, this is something that I found, a few months ago. I got ad targeted forever and then ended up pulling the trigger and buying it. But it is called a Gibbon board. Gibbon.us maybe is the link. Something, Adam will put the link in the show notes. But it is a short, it's maybe 4 feet long, and it's like a little Slack board, kind of like a Slack line, think of it. And they have all kinds of, there's an app that goes with it, and there's all kinds of like exercises, maybe exercise isn't the right word, but like balancing things. So you can go and you could stand on one foot, and then you put your other foot in front of it, all kind of like while you're balancing, and then you take your back foot off. Or sometimes you can do like push-ups on the board. It's all about like agility and being able to really work on your balance. And I find that the more research that you do, like it always points back to like how well, like as you age and as you get older, and we're talking like many years older than us, like, 70, 80, like as long as you have the balance and the coordination, like that goes a really long way. And so this is something that it's like, oh, I'm standing on a call, or, hey, I've been sitting for too long. Let me go over to my workout room and I'll just use it for 5 or 10 minutes. It honestly, like a 20-minute workout on there, like you're sweating, you're physically tired, and you're sore really the next day. So it's a cool device. I don't use it nearly as much as I can. I've only had it for a few months, but also the goal was to get the kids doing it. Like my son is an athlete, and want him to be able to, do those types of things. And hey, in case we run into a Slack line someday, we want to be ready to do it.
Yeah, it's gibbon-usa.com. Pretty cool. I've seen them. I didn't know what they were called. I had no idea.
Mm-hmm. And now you'll be ad targeted because they do a very good job with their ads.
Great. Okay. A mine for health and fitness is a massage gun. You don't need to go get the super expensive ones, in my opinion. We had a really cheap one, but it lasted. The cheap one lasted like 5 years. It finally died. We got a newer one. Works great. I use it all the time on my feet, on my calves, quads, etc. So yeah, highly recommend a massage gun. Or yeah, go ahead.
I think I'll circle back to and add to that list and it kind of goes with this category of health and fitness, but it also goes with the travel. Is pick up a lacrosse ball and some resistance bands. And generally when I travel, I have at least one resistance band and a lacrosse ball. Lacrosse balls are great to stand on and roll your feet out. You can lean them up against the wall and you can get your shoulders, or there's lots of different things to do with it. Or, if you get in a pinch and you need to throw a ball to a dog or something, like you've got one in your bag as well. So
it's a good one. Yeah. Smart. All right. Moving down to home office, remote workers, what we do here every day. I'll take this one first. I went with the Stream Deck. I have one. I bought you one actually, and then you just bought another one for your wife. But and I don't use mine nearly as much as I want to. But I go through the phases. I go through the ups and downs of like adding more functionality to it. But it's a definite benefit. I mean, heck, starting this podcast, I hit a button, launches my apps, creates me a timer, puts on my do not disturb. So a Stream Deck by Elgato is my home office remote work thing. I mean, I guess we could put that in the other category further down as far as what's the other one we had? Creator gear, but I have something else for that as well. So yeah, I'm going with that. A Stream Deck.
Yeah, that's good. That's usually probably when somebody's on my list of like home office things. I was looking around my desk and it's like definitely the Stream Deck is a good option. But what I wanted to kind of pull in is and this is just a real generic charging station. I have on my desk a MagSafe where my phone is 24/7. We've already established that it's dead all the time. But over here to my right, I have a closet, and in the closet there's an outlet, and the outlet has one of those like power brick things that plugs into the wall so that it expands and has more outlets. And so it's got a couple USB. And so I have a lightning cable, a USB-C cable, and I have a watch charger there, plus the MagSafe for my laptop. I typically use a studio. And so like that is where I charge everything. I come down to my office. Oh, my laptop needs charged. I put it over there. Or my iPad's dead. It's always there. The cords are always there. The cords never leave. Even if I travel, I've got extra cords to put, with the travel gear. And so that's my big thing. Like charging station, I don't have to hunt for a charger. I know where it is. And that's where my fast charger is. It's a must have.
Right. Smart.
We also have a drawer that's right inside of the mudroom that is also full of cables, a couple of lightning cables for our kids, a watch charger, USB-C, put a whole like power charging station in there. And so, that way we don't have chargers just laying all over the house and trying to find them. And
like my house, we need to do a better job at having specific areas for that. But my kids are older, so they have their rooms and so anyway. All right. Moving down, next category, digital subscriptions and or services. There are so many, and I was torn here. I'll go on this one first again. So it could be for what you said on the coding stuff. I'm going to go ChatGPT, pay for a subscription. I use it daily for so much stuff, for ideation, for iterations on things. And I've noticed for me with my writing and my content, me asking the question actually gets me the answer, but then it gives me additional information. But you can't do that without having like a paid version. It's better. You have better organization. I love it. It's worth the $20 a month, in my opinion. So, I'm going to do one more here for myself. If you're know someone who is into the fitness world, Strava has a subscription thing you can now gift as well. Before you couldn't gift it. My friend Scott actually sent me money to get it for the first year because they took away the ability to give it as a gift subscription. So, but now you can do that. So Strava gives you a lot more functionality and depth and research in your workouts. And it's not just runners. It's swimmers, runners, cyclists. I think you can track HIIT, other stuff as well, rock climbing. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Not rucking though. That is not a feature that's in
not
there.
Rucking.
We'll get to
not
that
yet.
in a little bit.
I'll talk to them.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. On my list here, I just wrote in my notes too many. There's too many subscriptions to think about. But I think what it really comes down to, and really think through like the value that it brings. Like I pay for, I don't pay for, I get reimbursed from work, but like Superhuman is a great example. It's a $30 mail client, but I can get through my email so much faster. It automatically filters things so that I can get to the emails from real people faster than like the, P2s or the, automated messages from work. So that's super helpful. I'm also into like paying for subscriptions that, well, so I guess let me go back. That's $30 a month. But if that saves me 1 hour a month, like that's well more than my, what my time is worth. And so that's, I'm always for paying for subscriptions like that. But then there's also like, I've been a long time street parking member where it's a $15 a month service, that has all kinds of workouts where I want to lift or I want to do some sort of HIIT type style workout or whatnot. There's a new one that I'm trying right now called Ibex. There's all kinds of things that are out there that give you the ability, and you can jump in and jump out. That's what's great about the subscription services these days. You're not tied in and locked to this, huge long list or like this monthly commitment for 12 months. Like, no, try it out. See if it works. If you like it, great. Continue using it. If not, turn it off and find another service that works for you.
Yeah, it's true. And I recently also, I want to mention something on subscriptions. Make sure that if you have a credit card, like one of these fancy credit cards, we actually have one. I think you have a couple, but some of those credit cards cover subscriptions. For example, Netflix, Hulu are covered by my T-Mobile, actually not my subscription, but covered by not the credit card, but my T-Mobile billing. Our credit card, our Chase card covers Apple Music. I just found this out, and Apple TV. So turn those things on, so you'll save some money. But nonetheless, there are so many out there. But just kind of watch where you spend the money as well. So okay, moving down to, let's go creator gear. This one's a good one. I'm gonna go with a teleprompter. Now, Elgato, big fan of the company, they had one. The first one that came out wasn't great, so I heard. I didn't buy their first one. I bought a other party, which I don't use. I want to revisit this. Again, Stream Deck, having a teleprompter would be easier to create content. The Elgato one has gotten new and better reviews, so if you're looking for some sort of teleprompting to create content, to speak to the camera, I think you can't go wrong with having a good teleprompter.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be on my list too, of course. But I feel sometimes though the teleprompter is a really hard thing to position on your desk.
It is.
Like, where am I going to put this? Like,
it's supposed to be behind your monitor, but then you're looking up. Yeah, I know. I've seen people's studios. It's like, how does that work? Yeah.
Right. I have a camera that actually like flips down. And so that kind of allows me to put my hand behind the camera, and I can, it looks like I'm looking at the camera much more often because there's words on the screen behind me. That's not my pick though.
Right.
My pick is going to be, Ecamm Live I think this could also fall under the subscription bucket. It can fall under the, I don't know, all the buckets, but this allows you to, again, paired with the Stream Deck, you can do screen sharing. You can record directly to your computer. You can do things. We're working through like a course called Editless Video to allow us to create content with me and the talking head, or have two guests side by side, to be able to like pump that out and be done with it when it's done. Like, there's no editing, there's no this, there's no that. So that's been really, really great. And then if you do need some other software, DaVinci is hands down probably the best, the best one that I use, video editor, and you can chop things up that come out of Ecamm or whatnot. I find that we do a lot of work when it's like, how do you do something you're showing somebody else, and you could use Loom for that, or you could use this, or you could use that. But like, I think that I really enjoy using the combination of Ecamm Live and DaVinci.
Yeah, I was jealous. I was like, dang it, DaVinci is a good one. I was like, and I use it. I just used it recently. I put out some video content for the running stuff, and I like it the way there's a lot to DaVinci. And keep in mind, DaVinci's free. So there's a free version, there's a paid version. The paid version's $300, still really affordable if you're into, creating. So someone who is, it's a very affordable piece of software, and they update it all the time. It's solid. It's used for Hollywood movies, etc. So yeah, good one. All right. Skipping that category, since we kind of talked about books and education already, let's go down to food and beverage, I think. Yeah. I'm a big coffee drinker. You're not at all, which I don't know how you survive. So I think a coffee subscription would be a great gift for somebody in the world of what we do, or for me or myself. I'm considered doing one of those because there's some different coffees. I'm not such a coffee snob, but I do know bad coffee. You know what I mean? If you've heard, but yeah. So I don't drink a ton of beer anymore. I like a good stout, but it crushes my training. So anyway, what do you got on yours?
Yeah, my list, I don't know, like food and beverage wise, we run through all kinds of different snacks. We do different things. The things that the kids think are a super big treat is like Olipop or Poppy. They're like the low sugar, like no like high fructose corn syrup and stuff. And this might be the right thing for folks in your life that just can't get off the soda kick, because we all know like how that's not the greatest thing in the world for us. So
see, I don't have that problem at all. I drink like 3-4 sodas a year. And for me, it has to be either a cream soda or root beer. That's about it. And that's not true. I'll take a sip of a Coke during an ultra marathon, like because I have them at aid stations because it's it's supposed to help you. But other than that, it's way too sweet.
I think the interesting thing for me is what I like about Olipop is it's got that little bit sweet of a taste. You know, it just kind of like feels good or refreshing, but there's really no calories in it.
Yeah.
And so you get that like, hey, here's kind of not really necessarily a dessert, but like here, this is going to satisfy my sweet tooth, but there's no calories in it or very minimal. So
I tried something. I'm not sure where I got it from. No, I know. I was at Whole Foods and I got something. It was a cream soda, but it was one of those healthy ones. It was so not good. Because it had no like sugar. It just wasn't good.
Yeah.
It was like $3.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I can't do that. Yeah. I mean, I'll do healthy peanut butter. I'll do peanut butter and salt, like peanuts and salt I got off the Jif and Skippy bandwagon 20 years ago. I can't really do the healthy sodas. If I'm going to have one, I'm going to have one, So, All right. Moving down to a category which I love, which is a rabbit hole. It's called EDC, Everyday Carry. And I recently went down this in the backpack world for months. And because I got tired of carrying a messenger bag for my shoulder and stuff, for my spine. So I went with the Nomadic backpack, which I love. Not cheap, but I scored a deal through Costco Next program, which is... You got to check it out. Next.costco.com. If you're a Costco member, I saved like $150. This backpack normally about $300. So not cheap, but now I have a new awesome backpack, which is great for weekends as well. What do you have on this category?
Yeah, again, I could put a dozen things on here when it comes to everyday carry. And it's a weird category because it's like there's so many cool things that you can put in there. You know, you put pens, you can put notebooks, you can put pocket knives and things. But like, I don't carry those things ever. Like, I don't ever go anywhere. Like, I work from home, and then if I'm going somewhere, it's like picking the kids up or taking them to sports or whatnot.
But you hear that the two people we're referencing, David Sparks and what's his
Stephen
name? Hackett from the Mac Power Users. They are like us, but they do carry these things like a pocket knife and a notepad and field guides. It's weird, but that's them. That's what they do. We don't carry those things daily.
They might actually wear like non-athletic shorts all day long, and so putting a pocket knife in athletic shorts is probably not the best. But anyways, I digress. I have the AirFit 2, I think. I think if I would be recommending it would be the third version. The third version puts water bottle pockets on the outside. That is a must for us in our family. But I really like this one. It has a big enough pocket on the front where you can store all kinds of stuff. A water bottle can fit inside. You can put 2 or 3 days worth of clothes inside. It's got the section in the back where you can put your laptop, your iPad, your Kindle, like all of those devices. Yeah. And I use the shoe compartment at the bottom for my chargers and whatnot. So they don't get mixed around in all the other stuff. They're easy. I know exactly where they are. And there's lots of different pockets in it.
Yeah. Good stuff. I mean, the backpacks, I've literally watched probably 40 videos. And there are people who just buy them all the time and do reviews on them. So it's like you can go down just backpacks alone and then different sizes. And it's crazy. I know. So, all right. 2 more categories to go. We're almost done here, people. Let's go with the outdoor adventure category. You want to go first on this one?
Yeah, I have, again, more things in this list that could go. But my biggest thing in the last a year and a half or so, I bought a Rucker 4.0. It's a mouthful to say, but it is a backpack used solely for like putting weight in and then just walking around the block, which is pretty awesome. I use this at soccer practice for when my kids are at soccer or whatever. Like I try to get 2 or 3 times a week just walking. It's really good. It gives you the endurance and some of the benefits of running without actually running. If I can find a path or up and down hills or running with it, I really enjoy that. And it actually is big enough to use as a travel backpack if you want. If you don't need a lot of stuff, you can use that as a travel backpack. I used that when we went to Montana this year, and then we rucked all day, but I had water bottles in instead of actual weight. And then I also have, I don't know if even Adam knows that I have one of these. It's called a Brewmate shaker bottle.
I just looked it up. I didn't know what that is.
So it's a shaker bottle. We got our kids some because they were using ours and damaging ours. And we're also in the let's get rid of all the plastic in our life stage of life. And so this is a shaker bottle that is stainless steel on the outside. It's insulated. And the coolest part is the shaker piece is like integrated into the lid. And so like if you've ever used a shaker bottle before, or you have one in metal, like as you're driving down the road, it kind of vibrates and it just like clinks around the entire time. There's no noise, and it is awesome, and it stays cold for days. It's a pretty cool thing. So that is one of the things on my adventure outdoor.
I'm real quick. I'm looking at their website. Which one do you have? Is that the soft sip straw U-turn lid?
No, I think there's actually a shaker bottle in there.
We'll put a link in the show notes. Okay. I need one of these. Need, want, it's okay. All right.
Yeah, need is a strong word.
Right. That's cool. Brewmate. Neat. I'll check that out.
And 25% off for Black Friday.
Right on. My choice here, a lot of stuff in outdoor adventure, / running for me, but I'm going to go with the Gym Boss interval timer stopwatch. The reason for this is I get asked a lot of questions. How do I get faster? How do I go further, longer? I tell people to slow down. And there's a way to do this by run-walk methodology. It's been proven in science. So I have this timer that's a separate unit. It's just a small little interval timer versus using your watch, because that way you can just go the whole time. Doesn't use your battery on your watch, or if you're using Apple Watch or using I can't think of the name of the brand. Garmin, thank you. The other ones, yeah. And it's really cheap. These Gym Boss is like, I think it was $12 on Amazon, and it's a great way. So you can run 2 minutes, walk 1 minute, or you can run 4 minutes, walk 2. It's a fantastic device to train your body to do that and just kind of remind you to do it. So, that's how I got through, not using this one, but my friend had one when I did my 50 miler this time last year. We did that for about 6 to 7 miles. That was an accident. But it worked because you keep moving, otherwise it's easy just to keep walking the whole time at the end of the night. So, all right. There's a link. Thanks for that multi-shaker. Very cool. All right. Last category here. Fun stocking stuffers. I didn't know what yours was. I want yours.
Yeah. So mine is a gift that I got, of course, from Automatic, but this was years and years ago. But it is called the Bolt Action Pen. I have one. It's actually got my WordPress.com username on it. Nice. That was engraved in it. And it is just like a really solid pen. I use this a lot. And this is, again, could have been a thing earlier in the list it's called Analog by the UGMUG group. And so I have these like 3D card, or they're index cards that come, and I write with them, and the pen is heavy and it feels nice in the hand. And even my wife was down here trying to fill out a form the other day, and I gave her this pen, and she's like, I can't do this that quickly because this pen is too heavy. And I was like, well, it helps you slow down and it helps you think. So generally with this, it's not really a stocking stuffer per se. I imagine normally a stocking stuffer is like a $15 to $20 item that's small that fits in. These are closer to 100, and they have refills and whatnot. But I've had this pen probably since 2017, 2018. Sits right on my desk, and I've refilled it I think once. It takes the standard like G2 ball refillers, so it's not like anything special. It's not a fountain pen or anything like that, but just like the weight of it is just awesome. And so every time I travel and I think that I'm going to get any work done, I put it into my backpack, and then I will have it with me, and then I never use it, and then I bring it back and I put it on my desk. But it's like my little
it's a nice
security
pen.
blanket. Yeah.
Is it long enough? Because we both have pretty big hands. Is it long enough? Like,
do I need to show you a banana for size? Is that what
No, it's okay. It looks, on the photo, it looks small, like in the website.
Yeah. I think they have a different couple of varieties, like a smaller one that you could put in your everyday carry pocket, so you can use that with your field notes or whatnot. Right. But this one is like a regular full-size pen size.
Very cool. Nice. All right. My last thing here for the stocking stuffer would be, two things. One is true stocking stuffer, Apple AirTags. My wife actually just bought another 4-pack this like 2 days ago at Target because they were like $65 for 4. Even though I told her new AirTags are imminent, she didn't care. And she needs them for her luggage, so it makes sense. And the last little thing would be, it's not a stocking stuffer. It's just, I don't know. I'm going to toss it in here. A subscription to sillylittlegoals.com. It's a total self promo. It's free, obviously. If you want some goals during the year. Actually, I'm coming out with, you may not know this, I'm trying to come out with a digital download and or physical product for that brand, FYI. So
cool.
Yeah. So there you have it. There's some ideas for yourself for gift giving in probably 10 different categories. We skipped a few because there's just so many, like, for example, productivity and organization. We could spend an hour just on that. And we don't need to do that. So we talked about enough little categories. A lot of them overlap as well. So
Yeah, I think it's fun to think through like just physical things that you can buy, or it depends if you're in the mindset of like, hey, let's buy a subscription of something that will help me achieve more. Like there's ideas on there, all kinds of things to think about. But
these are for you, the listener, and to get for yourself or to give, or to ask for, kind of thing. So just some ideas, and happy holidays to everybody. So
can't believe it's that time already.
That's crazy. So thanks for coming back on the podcast, and I'll probably talk to you later today.
Sounds good.
All right. Again, thanks, Dustin, for coming on. That was awesome. Last segment here, segment 3, tip and tool of the week. This week's tip, actually, it's a website. It's called PineTools.com. I came across this because I needed to do a reverse list of something. It was kind of weird. There's a lot of tools here. It's under mathematics, colors, numbers, random generators, programming tools, CSS, inliner, etc. It's over at PineTools.com. So check that out. And that's it for that section. Yeah, let me wrap it up here. If you have any questions, go ahead, send it in via email, adam@KitchensinkWP.com, or use that SpeakPipe function of the website. If you want to support the show, you can. A couple ways. Patreon, of course. You can buy me a coffee. You can be awesome, like WordPress.com, business plan. You could sponsor the podcast. I would love that. Thanks again for them for sponsoring this week's episode. There's a form on the website. Fill it out. I'll get right back to you. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Now go out and do some awesome things with WordPress. All right? Bye-bye.